CalazCon is a show about war, obsession, colonialist occupation, and the many forms of violence those inflict. See the description for content warnings specific to this episode. Good afternoon, Dr. Highwater.
Hello.
You have a very wide skill set. Computer hardware and biological manipulation, among others, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
How do you develop those skills?
I went to school.
For all of those topics?
You learn as you go.
So you're largely self-taught, then?
Sure.
How do you feel about Sergeant Acquisition's new role as your squad's direct superior?
Easier to work with.
Compared to your former superior?
Yeah.
Are they playing favorites?
I don't know.
You're not sure.
I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
So you would say that your relationship with Sergeant Acquisition is roughly equivalent to the relationship that he has with the rest of your squad members?
That's a different question.
I see. How do you feel your work has benefited the DFS?
I've created a lot of weapons.
And your other work?
Work is a continuous process. It's not, you don't separate things in that way. Things lead into each other.
Noted. Now tell me about the disappearance of the worm AI.
All hail Calazar. I'm Mo, and welcome to episode 7 of the Tier 2 R&D Squad, aka the Farm Upstate. I'm here with Atlas.
Hi, I'm Atlas. I use mostly he, him pronouns. And I am playing Helter, the Transformed, who uses he, it pronouns. And you can find my work at atlas.pizza, a website I'm sure I'll finish making before this releases. But most importantly there, you can find the game that me and Miff are working on that I'm sure will have a playtest at some point.
Don't put us on blast like that.
And I have Miff.
Hey, I'm Miff. I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Verbal Acquisition, who's the bureaucrat, and Verbal uses mostly... Verbal uses he and they pronouns. Just take your pick. You can find me now at a link tree that I made to make this all easier. So you can find me on Linktree at MYF88, that's MYF88, and you should go listen to my Screamo band, Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead, on Bandcamp, because we're good, and there should be a new album out really soon.
And Ruby.
Hi there, my name is Ruby Slay Rain. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Worm, the proxy, who is also using she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at IronsparkCyrus, SYRIS, or on co-host at Soleil Rain. Those are mostly what I use. You can find the TTRPG I made, Ascendancy, on my itch, and you can find the student game I'm working on, Digital Audio Wasteland, on itch too, whenever that comes out. It'll probably be out by the time this recording releases, so.
And Valmina.
Hey, I'm Valmina May. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Tansy Rue, pronouns she, her. A disaster lesbian / magical girl ace of the squad. And you can find me on Instagram at Delightly. It's DELIGHTLY.
And I'm going to be playing all the pronouns. I'll be your GM today, Mo. And if you want to see any of my work, I'm at ashyfeet.com, ASHYFEET.com. Pods, games, stuff. Special thanks to Jacob Inn, our sponsor for our squad. And today, episode 7, Big Problems. We introduce our crew at a party, because why not? We're having the housewarming party for the new secret base for the Farm Upstate.
That's not how a secret base works. Don't invite people over.
You're telling me you guys wouldn't invite people for a housewarming party for your new secret
You know
base?
what?
We're just throwing a party and no one shows up, and we're like, yeah.
That sounds right for the Farm Upstate.
So, we're going to go down the line, and I'm going to ask you all, who did you invite? And what cool did you show them at the new base? Let's start with Verbal.
Can I check in before I give this answer, which is, can I have invited Tansy's mom?
Sure. I mean, if you weren't, I was gonna.
I would love to have sent out that connection, but I'm also happy to meet her there, depending on which way we want to do it.
So you're gonna have Tansy's mom there for you, but if you want to do a scene with Tansy's mom first, then that's who we'll do a scene with.
I can't breathe.
Let's just get Tansy's mom. Tansy's mom has got it going on, and I'm trying to steal this company out from underneath her. It's gonna be good.
We just barely started, and you're immediately like, all right, time for coup.
Time for a coup. Listen, go big or...
Verbal works hard.
Verbal, don't act too thirsty around her, okay? She's
Oh,
too smart
listen,
for
we're
that.
going big. Is your dad alive? Hey, can I check him real
Yeah,
quick?
he's alive.
Okay, not for much longer, but...
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa,
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
I'm about to be your dad. It's me, your dad, Verbal.
I mean, that's already like happening, so it's fine.
We gotta get schmooze mode going.
I'm gonna lose it.
What am I showing? Oh, I don't know. What's a cool thing to show? Is it just like it's the mech? Sorry, the mech that Tansy drives.
Okay.
Was like
Oh,
sponsored
right.
by the Rowe Corp, right?
Yep.
So I want it it's like pristinely maintained, polished, and looking very shiny in the garage alongside all our other toys.
Oh wait, does that mean that I lose my damage that I got?
No.
We can put a nice tarp over it or something.
Yeah, we have a tarp over that. It's just like, oh, your arm's like completely destroyed. Let's just take it off and say it's in repairs.
I think it's one of the wings. One of the wings got clipped. That's what the thing was. Yeah. So that's easily. I feel like that's yeah.
Well, I must say, Verbal, not being able to land my plane here because it's in the no man's land was quite discouraging. I almost didn't come. And driving through all the wreckage, I was certainly ready to turn back. But my little girl is here, and it occurred to me that the more concerned I got as I approached, the more I needed to see this place. But the insides look much better than the outsides.
I'm not gonna hit on my.
I find everything looks better undressed. Wink.
Oh God.
Don't do that. Don't do that one.
Well, it occurs to me that you also are in a very defensible position, and so good on you.
Yeah, and we couldn't have held the siege line without Tansy's incredible flying abilities, and the Glitter Kitty is, I mean, it's Rowe Corp work at its best.
I agree. Another reason I needed to come here is because it's come to my attention that you are or have been manufacturing some very interesting equipment.
I like to think that we have some of the best here at the Farm Upstate. I have to introduce you to Helter. Oh, actually, you've already met Helter, right?
Oh yes, I have.
Well, I'm glad that he was released from your service, so we could.
I expect to leave with some samples of those goo-nades.
Everyone wants our goo. That's the thing.
I may need to put in an order.
We'd love to work more closely with the Rowe Corp moving forward.
Are you taking orders?
Oh, ma'am, you can boss me around as much as you like.
Things have gotten long since out of hand with Calazar here. They're bad for business. The Jovangelians are apparently at peace with you now.
That's 100% extra orders we could be taking if we're now selling to two sides of the war instead of just the one.
Exactly. I like the way you think. I understand you guys do very well disguised munitions.
Yeah, it's something we take a little pride in making sure that our espionage agents are especially well equipped.
I will let you know before I leave today. Where is my daughter?
This way. Let's go back to the party.
Who do you invite to the party, Worm?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I think there is kind of an inherent problem in that almost everyone Worm knows is here. But, I mean, there's always that almost. I don't know if she'd come, but I could invite Bo. I think the only person I can really invite is Bo Blue. She's kind of the only person Worm knows that isn't part of this squad.
Right.
Oh, that's so depressing.
I'm going to say Bo shows up. Wow. This is, different. It smells better.
Yeah, the last one got blown up, so... it didn't smell... Oh, you meant before the... Yeah, man.
When we were in the sewer.
Yeah, there's only so much we could do. This one, the only smell that we get is the occasional smell of sulfur from some airplane getting blown up overhead. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm glad that these people seem to be taking good care of you.
They they're good. They're good friends.
You see, she kind of blushes. I hoped you'd have friends, not just people who gave you orders, type stuff in, shout it across the room.
Yep, that's. I'm. Do you want to see the other rooms? I can show you around as long as there's a monitor.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for the antenna. You don't know how much that helped.
Yeah, it was really complicated encryption. It was really hard to get into. It took way longer than
you've gotten in?
flying out the ass. Mostly. There's just a few little problems with it, and then we just gotta figure out. It's close. I'm close.
Wow. How's
I'm definitely actively working on it very frequently.
How's this verbal guy treating you?
Really good. Verbals, they're really nice, but I think they're, burning themselves a little, too bright. Some things, I can tell they're a bit spread thin.
Do you not get the maintenance and, system updates you need?
Oh, you know me, I can handle that by myself. No, it's just like I think they need, a nap or something.
If you need anything, just reach out, okay?
Yeah, I'll do that. I definitely Worm is visibly uncomfortable at bringing up verbal right now,
Well, she was displaced by Logan. Logan schemed to get rid of her. So,
yeah. I guess compared to that, verbal's better, but I think verbal's more aligned. I think the thing is, I think Worm very much has that last conversation that she had with them, in her head, that bit where Worm is I don't know if we can do this, and verbal just completely fucking snaps. I think Worm, she has that moment rotating in her head, and I think she's just uncomfortable with all of that. So I think I think she's being very uncomfortably cagey about this.
It's hard when someone believes in you.
Especially because, that conversation was fucking, verbal being I believe in you, which is why I'm giving you orders. For Worm, that's a difficult one. For a character whose, experience with being given orders is murder, is bad,
Who did you invite to the party, Tansy, and what are you showing them?
So I invited Cloud9, my journalist friend. And yeah, I think
journalists are great at keeping secrets.
Yeah. So I'm mostly showing her my various makeup looks I was going to show her the kitty hawk, and then I noticed that someone was over there that I didn't want to talk to, that I'm maybe related to. So I didn't go over there yet. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe, what is our secret base situation again? Like, where are we having this party? Are we having it at the bar thing? Or like, what is the deal? Or is it like actually in our base?
I kind of hard framed it to the base, but you guys can happily X that if the bar is more appropriate.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I was like, maybe like I didn't invite her to the base, but I like invited her to this bar that's like nearby. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
The base is for the people we trust.
Yeah.
Also, I can imagine if Tansy knew their mom was going to be there, not wanting to go to the party.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I was like, wait a second.
Good point.
I think I can get out of this, actually. Yeah, this was a last minute invite. Maybe Tansy was like, yeah, like depending on how things go or like who's around, like maybe you'll get some behind the scenes looks. But she's absolutely not gonna like let Cloud9 into the base. Yeah, that was never her intention. We haven't like touched on this in a couple episodes. Yeah, I can say that. I'm not Tansy. I'm myself. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, a couple episodes ago, like, Tansy was really actually trying to get Cloud9 to nerf the Kitty Hawk story because Tansy was having some feelings about, like, actually, maybe this whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, where, like, you know, I'm basing my identity around, like, yeah, this thing is kind of, maybe this is a problem, right? So yeah, I think she still, like, wants to see if there is a way, because as I recall, like, that actually wasn't successful for some reason. I don't remember the reason. Dear listener, just to pull back the curtain a little bit, it's been a while since our last recording, and also I fell down my stairs on December 30th, and I hit the back of my head twice. I have 17 stairs, have a little concussion, so my memory is not, my memory is usually not great. It's like even not as good anymore compared to that. So just putting that out there, apologies. But yeah, I think Tansy is, yeah, just trying to sweet talk, Cloud9 into, like, yeah, maybe just like a different angle on the whole, like, you know, war. Yeah, like, what about isn't it so crazy that the Calaz Clash, is that the other faction? They had this whole, like, oh wait, we're not supposed to talk about that, are we?
We can. You can absolutely tell her about what you know as if you forgot and you let information slip.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Sure, let's do it.
I think it's very Tansy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, wait, why am I being careful? I don't think that's actually Tansy's MO.
Nope.
Okay, so
The Farm Upstate, the pinnacles of professionalism.
yeah. Okay, so yes, Tansy is trying to get Cloud9 to forget all about the whole, like, Crystal Kitty, Glitter Kitty, whatever, story, and it's just kind of like, yeah, so, like, pouring Cloud9 another drink. Isn't it just, like, it's just so crazy, like, all of these, the technology that everyone focuses on is, you know, it's like the obvious, right? And, like, what kind of shields, what kind of guns, what kind of torpedoes, like all the weaponry, like that's always the focus, you know? And I think people just kind of, you know, they just don't really pay attention to the fact that, like, information is really a powerful weapon, right?
Absolutely. That's how I fight this part of the war.
I mean, yeah, exactly. We're so on the same page. I love this. How's your drink, by the way? Do you like the edible glitter I put in there?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I call it a glitter bomb. Anyway, so I
Like
was just,
like glitter kitty. I like it.
yeah, exactly. It's kind of my
That's
brand.
why I like you. You got a brand. Like, I'm gonna make you a hero in this whole CalazCon thing.
Oh, but I mean, I just feel like that's so, like, back to what I was saying. That is not even really what people should be focusing on. Like, that is so yesterday's news, you know? I think that there's a real opportunity to really, you know, like, I am actually so jealous of you and your job because you have just such incredible power to, like, you know, port what it is. And like, what Tansy's kind of like losing the thread because she thought that this would be easier. And so she's just kind of like rambling, looks at Cloud9 with her like sparkly eyes, and she's just like, you know, like, if you could talk about any aspect of the war, like, you didn't have to answer to a boss or whatever, like, what would you say? Like, I'm interested in that.
I'd love to get a scoop on I think Calazar is up to something. All of my sources are mum's the word, and I think you should go out with your character and figure it out. And I'll pretty much follow you. It sounds like we're making a consort role.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you're using that Tansy Room charm. And since you have a reputation as a great pilot, a pilot of great skill, you are talking to someone and you're revealing information. And so if you said something like, I'm out of the war, I'm sure you could get another die to this role to see if Cloud9 is going to kind of bury the Rue story, or if she just can't let go.
Okay. Wait, so you're saying if I lie, then I get a better role?
It sounds like you want the Rue story buried. Okay. That's a dramatic action. So you could have 2 dice to your consort roll. We'll go ahead and make this standard controlled. Feel free to roll a couple dice and see if this changes her mind. All right, you got a twist, a limited success. She is happy to kill the story, but she's very curious about, why are you even up here? Like, what's in this area that's interesting? And she's curious about what else is going on in this area. So she wants to know where your base is, but she doesn't know that that's what she wants to know. Well, we'll go ahead and make it a clock. If there are any more Tanziru limited successes, or we need more Tanziru consequences, maybe that'll come up. Helter, who did you invite to the party, and what are you showing them?
I don't know that Helter knows anyone.
Do you acknowledge Tanziru's mom when you see her?
I don't know that Helter... Like, if Helter doesn't have anyone to bring, I don't know that Helter's at the party.
Oh, so where's Helter?
I guess Helter's still at the base, but is there, like, a place where Helter can be, like, locked away, like, working or something?
Is there a place that Helter could lock away and not be at the party?
Yeah, like, what I remember... I know our lab was destroyed. What's in our new base?
What's in your new base? We literally have, I think, a tick we need to do that we haven't done. And so if we wanted to agree we had a lab at the new one, because I think the last one had lab and manufacturing. So we need a thing.
So it's like the laboratory is a workshop, but then also does more if you have a workshop?
And we could work on getting that.
And the recover downtime activity. Is there anything other stuff that people are interested in?
I think the lab is the most important thing for us.
It definitely narratively feels like the answer.
That just fits, yeah, that fits how we've been playing so far, which is chaos.
Yeah, so I guess this is the on-screen reveal of the new lab.
It's awesome. It's amazing. It's brand new. What's it look like?
I think it's like, this is an old, like, comms place, right? That's, like, the vibe of our base?
Yeah, this was an old...
Okay, so I think this is probably, like, used to be the, like, you know how, like, you can get those old pictures of, like, people doing, like, literally plugging things together to do phone wires.
Like a patch panel.
Like a switchboard?
Switchboard, yeah.
Or, yeah. I think it's like a giant one of those on one of the walls. And then there's like a bunch of like lab equipment that's been like placed in different things. I think it's like it's a lab, but I feel like it is less like sterile than you'd assume a lab would be. I think it's a little more workshop and a little less lab, or like it still does lab stuff, but it's a little more like the vibe of a workshop. I don't like if you've been to like a woodworking workshop or something, rather than like, oh, this is like a nice pristine lab where you do science in. It's like this is a place where science is done kind of maybe not with the best PPE and like care for making it not dangerous.
Are you saying Helter isn't into PPE?
No. I think you could probably guess that. Just
Yeah, I always figured that Helter was really into personal safety and equitability and responsibility in the workplace.
What are you working on, Helter?
I think like it's either like teeth or goo grenades probably, because we haven't like talked about anything new, and so I feel like Helter's like just like I think it's more of a like it's less of like, oh, I need to do work, and more of like I'm stressed and so I'm working because you know, and so it's just like I don't know, whatever stuff we have around, Helter's like putting it together.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're still helping like build the base.
Yeah, I think the shot is like a dark the dark lab with like maybe like one light near where Helter is, and the rest of the lab is like dark and like it's like a big zoom out where it's like, oh, Helter looks very small in this place, but also like very alone.
I love the idea. Feel free to X this, but I love the idea that there is like an extension Ethernet cable that has a TV connected to it, so that Worm can visit if Worm wanted to.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you guys are still putting things together.
We make sure the base is accessible for Worm.
It is Worm accessible.
Everybody but Tansy makes their way upstairs for whatever reason. You know, you guys have all of your crew walking around. Bo Blue kind of tears up if Worm talks about like how the team is taking care of Worm. Yeah, everybody but Tansy is kind of shocked when the doors open and in rushes Dr. Kane. What does Dr. Kane look like?
In short, I think Dr. Kane looks a little bit messed up. I'm not sure how much the players here are aware of what happened, but recently the legislature was attacked by the Chameleon Rangers. So they had to fend off an onslaught, during which everyone got a little bit messed up, physically, hurt, very injured. So Dr. Kane is coming off of the coattails of that whole endeavor and is doing her best to, I don't know, try and maintain a semblance of normalcy. So she's in her very standard, like, I've got my lab coat on, even though I'm not doing anything in a lab, and has just like this very rushed look. But the other thing that you would notice about her, I think just sort of the camera sees here, is that she's really cut up still. Cuts that are not scabbing or healing, because her skin is artificial. And one of the other things that was revealed in that episode was Dr. Kane is a robot. So she rushes in to the bar.
Into the base.
The base, yes.
Wait, like fully a robot?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I knew I liked you.
Yeah, no, that's something I've been sitting on for a while, and I wanted to share that with y'all. So maybe we can do something with that this scene.
When you come in, I want to turn to Tansy's mom, who we're debating the name of in the chat, and just be like, you know, the thing I'm really looking forward to working closer with the private sector is this lack of government oversight. You know?
This is government oversight, huh?
That's my name, government oversight.
Dr. Kane comes in and says, what do you say, Dr. Kane?
This is me looking for everyone. I see Tansy's not here. Where's Tansy? Would I call you Tansy or Miss Rue, Evelina?
Oh, I don't care.
Okay. I'm not sure if you have like a fancy military title, because I think there's probably some amount of formality, at least.
Oh, right. I mean, I think I'm just a private, right? I'm like the lowest rank.
Yeah. Where's Private Rue?
Hey, Tansy, do you have a phone on you or something?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always.
Cool. Worm says your exact coordinates.
Worm, that's incredibly not helpful. If she's not, well, why isn't she here?
I wanna like sidle up. Like I'm like, Dr. K, maybe we can take this somewhere more private. We're actually in the middle of a celebration right now, and I don't want to say that you're bringing down the mood, but we are. Can this be a squad thing rather than a public thing?
Fine. Yes, that's a great idea. Come with me. There's something very important that I need to show you.
I want to like clap and be like, everyone go back, enjoy the party, enjoy the drinks, keep checking things out inside, like feel free to wander.
She's like checking her holo display, just like tapping her foot very, very like impatiently.
We're making friends, Dr. Kane.
And while you're partying, the rest of Hestiel is exploding, so...
The big screen at the party changes from whatever it was showing before to an image of an athletic white woman standing on a stage at some other party. Her black hair in a ponytail as she's dressed in cosplay. Likely some incredibly niche character to show off her fan bona fides, though the character likely doesn't have the leafy tattoos reaching up her neck from below her shirt collar. A banner under her on the screen identifies her as Artemis Mayflower of CalazCon. Hello, CalazCon! Wherever you are in the lovely city of Hestiel, make some noise! I know everyone's been having a good time at the parties all this week, but don't take your naps just yet, because we've got something special for all of you. You know that every time we get together, CalazCon puts on a show worth talking about. This year, we've gone above and beyond all of our previous achievements. The screen showing Artemis changes to an aerial shot of the Praxian Plaza Convention Center. It slides smoothly around the building, the view clearly from drones overhead. You can see stalls, AVs, and people spreading out from the center's bulk like ants drawn to a picnic plate. The structure itself is a massive shape with an ovoid floor plan you can clearly see from this high up. The size of the building is necessary so that AVs can be showcased inside the main halls. An office building-like tower rises from the middle of the center, providing any inside a clear view for kilometers. One of Calazar's most famous battles is the three-way battle between the Hope of Calazar, Horizon Blue, and Goliath. I'm sure many of you have seen CalazClash's Horizon Blue on display, and a few of you have taken a very special interest in the Hope of Calazar. She pauses for the audience's laughter at her acknowledgement of the vermin's success. But what about Goliath? Have we converted a bunker-type T? Maybe cobbling together parts from a few different AVs? No. We've partnered with Jacob's Junkers to make something incredible. The ground beneath your feet shakes as an earthquake rumbles around you. On the screen, the human and AV ants flee from the convention center, as cracks appear in the concrete around the building. A series of explosions spew dust and debris into the air, concealing the structure. As this happens, the metal side paneling on the tower section shifts to different areas, revealing a darkened alcove on either side. A series of massive shapes rise out of the dust cloud, their appearance being immediately followed by 6 crashing booms, and then the convention center stands up. As the arms slide into place from the side of the tower, a head similar to a Barbute-style helmet rises from the top of the building. 4 Jovangelian Swan air transports painted with Calazar colors fly into frame, carrying a pair of massive cannons into place above the convention center's shoulders, while numerous panels all over its body open up, revealing a multitude of weaponry. The camera switches back to Artemis with a huge smile on her face. It is my pleasure to present to you our 1-to-1 scale, fully functional Goliath. Tickets are now on sale for front row seats inside Goliath as it does battle against Horizon Blue and the Hope of Calazar. Get yours now while supplies last.
Do we recognize those cannons that got delivered by any chance?
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah. Had a feeling.
We would, huh?
Any questions for Dr. Kane or anything for clarification's sake? Worm, all of this looks really familiar.
Great. Cool. Great. No, yeah. I figured it would. Fuck.
I think Worm just like looks at Dr. Kane and just goes, so, how much is this our fault?
Worm, don't admit to anything. Hold on.
Gives Verbal some side eye. It's enough your fault that you have to deal with it. I'm not super in a position to be making lots of demands right now, so I apologize for storming in and breaking up your party, but this is important. This is critical that we do something about this. And playing cleanup is not my responsibility.
We are a research department. I just want to be clear about our particular set of skills here. That's a building mech. The mech is a building.
And where did they get those cannons?
I believe that a traitorous little shit stole one of them from us.
He's been dealt with, I think.
Oh, speaking of which, I have a gift for you. And she reaches into a satchel and pulls out a wooden box and opens it up, and there is a single eye on it. The Zero Accountability told me to give this to you.
Oh, that's fucking disgusting.
Can Tansy burst into the room at this point?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
You see Dr. Kane holding the box with an eye in it.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so I think what's happened is, so Tansy got sent that video while she was meeting with Cloud9, and this is actually what the mixed success was. So she kind of like Cloud9 saw enough of it to be like, oh, that's something, and Tansy was just sort of like, yeah, so, haha, my mech is not that big of a deal. I have to go real quick just to, I'll be right back. And so she, made her way back to the base, burst in on this conversation, not knowing, anything that happened before, but yes, walking into the scene of Dr. Kane holding a box with an eye in it. She's about to demand some answers about this video, which she watched the rest of, on the way to the base, but, she stops and she's like, what is that? Also, hi.
Believe me, it wasn't my idea. Mr. Philodendron just has a very specific sense of humor.
Well, I guess we don't see eye to eye on that. Hey.
God damn it.
Can you close the box? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that would be...
Yeah, of course.
Why did you bring that here?
I would also like that answer.
It was part of the arrangement I made with Red to make sure that Logan could be dealt with. He takes care of Logan for you all, and I, as part of that deal, give you proof of payment.
It's been proven.
Yep, it has.
I think Helter will put hand out to take box.
So thankful to not have it anymore. She's like, great, here, take it, please.
Okay, but Tansy puts a hand up and is like, but this fine, but what about the big giant convention center? Can somebody explain to me what is happening?
And on top of all of this, you also recognize that Dr. Kane has been severely injured, and underneath Dr. Kane's skin are robot parts.
I don't know that we have a judgmental squad given our makeup.
I don't think that there's judgment necessarily, but I feel like it's important context that the different characters might react to. I feel like there's like a... You can read that into the previous scenes if you want to, and see how there were some interactions there.
Wait, is there a societal thing about artificial intelligences holding positions like legislators? Is that a cultural thing that we would be aware of?
Yeah, I asked Austin about this when I did the reveal in the legislature game, and what he said is that the DFS tends to be, I think, like pretty culturally diverse, so there were like synthetic people just sort of around, but having someone in like this kind of a position of power, like high up in the DFS military, is not common, and is still something that is like changing. So like in part of the reveal for this was like an alliance was being brokered between the DFS and the Evangelion Empire for the sake of being able to handle big threats like giant super weapons coming from the CalazCon forces. And there was like lots of interviews where Dr. Kane showed up on screen, and there was like a discourse about a synthetic person who was working at the DFS military who could have did this. So there was a little bit of that, but it wasn't like it's not like there aren't synthetic people in and around the DFS at the same time.
Oh, okay. So I guess if that's the case, I think Tansy's reaction is just to kind of like clock that there are like mechanical pieces happening, but she's not gonna make a big deal about it. She's more worried about like the general situation of the war, which like that
makes a lot of sense.
She was under a different impression about the way that things were going, and now she's very confused.
I might take a sec for Verbal to just like maybe ask, like, do you need patching up?
Oh, great. No, I just give me time.
It seems like you're in a good place for support.
Yeah, my girlfriend's an engineer. She could take a look.
Are you official now?
Oh, I mean, I guess I said that, didn't I?
We're gonna need to do some HR paperwork, just to be clear.
Oh my god.
We're not it's not like that, Verbal. Don't worry about that.
Tansy's ambiguous relationship status aside, there are bigger problems at hand.
Are we going to receive any additional support, such as Evangelion or other DFS squads for this, or are you expecting the four of us to single-handedly deal with this matter?
There's a few things that make you specifically suited to deal with Goliath. First of all, that you've encountered it before. You may or may not remember.
This is our second mission where we did the destruction.
Yes.
Second, it is a mech factory and not just a giant mech itself. So the hope here is that you, with your research expertise, Verbal, will be able to know best how to disable it.
I looked to Worm. I'm like, you think you can get inside this thing?
It's literally what I was made for. I know people usually exaggerate when they say that. This is literally what I was made for.
Okay, we can blow it up from the inside. That's good. Anything else you can give us?
You guys apparently damaged it before. And so the upside is it doesn't make regular mech-sized mechs anymore. Now it makes man-sized drones.
Drones we can deal with.
Couple hundred an hour.
That's so
many. Oh god.
Some of them we can deal with. I mean, the same thing, as someone who drives a big truck, the same thing happens when you drive a truck over a drone as when you drive it over a person. So I think we probably got that one covered.
Just don't underestimate what these drones can do. For my sake as much as yours.
I trust my team implicitly, Dr. Kane.
Slow nod.
Okay, well, if there's no more info, I guess maybe everyone suit up and let's ship out.
How many of you guys have like martini glasses in your hand? Like, because this wasn't scheduled.
Hand.
Verbal's a big Batman drinking, Bruce Wayne drinking ginger ale in a champagne flute and pretending because.
Oh my
That's really funny.
That's so cute.
Cool.
What?
You gotta stay sober.
Well,
you got manipulations to do. Don't do it drunk.
That is very true.
Have you been drinking, Valmina? This doesn't affect gameplay. I'm just curious.
Oh, yeah. No, Tansy had 2 drinks with Cloud9. A little tipsy. Just a little bit. That's why she's
Worm would be if she
confused, I think. I mean, she's generally confused, but right
this
now
whole situation is confusing.
Yeah.
We're gonna wrap Dr. Kane. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Kane.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thanks, boss. Thank you, Anna.
Of course.
Thanks, Anna.
Thanks,
y'all.
Anna.
I love good cameo.
We got multimedia. We got guest visitors. I love it.
Hey, do you guys get the feeling we may have been focusing on the wrong things?
No.
We were only focusing on the orders that we were given and disobeying those in some way while still completing the mission.
Thinking about it, and I'm thinking back on it. Every single decision we made may have been the wrong one in retrospect.
But you made money.
But the right one for a good story.
We're still here.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're still here.
We're still alive. At this point, we're not going to secede. DFS is going to want to get rid of us immediately.
Well, good thing someone will hire us.
Only
then.
if they could pin it all on you.
I think as Dr. Kane leaves, Tansy just kind of looks around at everybody and is like, oh, so this was all our fault? And is like pointing at her phone.
Again, no one admit to culpability, okay? Like, that's not... We don't need to...
There's no one to admit it to. I think we might be relatively culpable here, gang.
Yeah. And Tansy doesn't say anything, but she kind of like internally has this realization of like, damn, like Verbal is a lot like my mom, actually. But she doesn't say anything.
As Dr. Kane leaves, you're talking in the room, Tansy, and you hear your name called in that very parental kind of way. We're not going to play that scene. Let's figure out how we're going to approach the problem. I just want to make sure you guys understand the scope, because I think I mentioned this a couple. Me and Anna had a very long conversation. 4 weeks ago, and this week I kind of gave Anna the overview. So the TLDR is you guys actually did damage to this thing. When you guys were running interference for Rainy Day, who I was hoping was going to be invited to the party, but Rainy Day didn't make it.
It's complicated.
It's complicated. And so you guys...
He's a business connection.
Exactly. You guys did damage to the site, and that damage, Austin determined, is going to affect the factory part. So this is supposed to be making 5-meter mechs, and now it's making 2-meter mechs. And that's good. You guys have the antenna, which kind of lets you know that something like this was coming on radar. And now you've kind of seen not the schematics and not the drawings, but the realized news broadcast. You have people drunk at your base right now. The goal is that you can at least shut down the factory and at most find a way to shut this down. You're not responsible for stopping it.
The factory on board the Goliath.
In its stomach. It just spews out mechs 24 hours a day.
So that's our mission, is to go in there and shut that down.
Your mission is to shut that down.
Okay.
How the hell do we even broach this?
I mean, do we want to talk about tactic first?
Yeah, that's why we're taking a step back to figure out what your tactic is.
Okay, scientific is engaging with technological power, which feels close.
I mean, the hook that they had in the video was that there are tickets for sitting inside it while it's fighting.
There are tickets for sitting inside of it.
Deception or social maybe there?
We're not very good at that, though.
We could cosplay again.
Cosplay again.
Bird Steps coming back, baby.
Ah!
There is also an opportunity to just try to hack it with the antenna.
You can always hack it.
We're not trying. Are we trying to do this before the party's over? Are we trying to get back before the party's done?
You know, it's like if you guys party for another couple hours, there'll just be a couple more 100 drones out there. So take your time.
We probably need to get out now.
So we should try to disable it remotely if we can, because that's like the fastest we would be able to get it done, right? And then barring that, we should send people in, right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
So maybe we could tackle those two things at the same time, even just in case, like, you know, if hacking it doesn't work, then we'll already be in position. Did I just come up with a plan? Am I getting good at this stuff? She just kind of like strokes her beard, kind of like.
Worm just plays like a sarcastic clap.
It's just like on hands with no arms clapping in space. The clapping meme.
Oh no.
Yeah, clap.gif.
Tansy does the finger guns peace sign.
So, like, I can try to hack it. The problem is that there's no guarantee that this thing. What the hell is even? Look, I was being very bravado in front of Dr. Claire there, but I mean, shit. This thing, like, I should be able to hack it, but like, what if I can't?
Well, Helter's here to help.
Melt it into slag, huh?
Okay, hang on, Worm, hang on a second. Helter does more than just melt things.
Such as? Right, scientist, right.
Helter, you think you can chip in on this hacking plan, or do you think we're better off going in?
Are you sure? Because it would be helpful to have you, like, on the ground with...
I guess it's like, practically, do we want to split into a team of 1 and a team of 3 or 2 teams of 2? You still don't have that move where you can move instantly, do you? Okay.
I do not. That would have been... Yeah, no, I have not had enough XP to get that. I'm 1 off, which sucks.
And the GM says, "Thank God," you know.
Yes, and attachment would be really nice by now. It's kind of caused us some problems.
I don't know, if the plan is to do a deception and a hack, like, I feel like the people most suited for deception are Tansy and Verbal.
Yeah, I'm a talker and very little else.
That's a good point. Okay. All right, Verbal. It's you and me.
Okay, so it sounds like we're splitting the party. What could go wrong?
I have an idea as well. You know, the head of one of the biggest private weapons manufacturers is at this party right now.
Do you know a guy?
Oh no.
I know someone, yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, what is about to go wrong?
How adept is your mom, like, part of the practical side of things, or is it a case of, like, can she call someone in? Because I feel like we could start bringing in resources from elsewhere.
I would love if your mom is like the genius hacker and your dad is the engineer, and like,
yeah, no, actually, yeah.
I would love that, but that doesn't have to be true. This is your NPC. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
No. Let's go with that, because I was literally like, I haven't even thought about it until you posed the question, and yeah, no, that seems right. Let's do that.
Worm, Helter, and unnamed Mrs. Rowe in the workshop together also feels like just good drama.
God, she did have a name. I think it was Laurel, actually. I'm pretty sure it was Laurel. Yeah.
I see a scenario. Let me just put this out there, where Tansy is essentially organizing your gun dogs. Verbal is convincing a Laurel Rue to help, and you guys are making appropriate roles to work on this clock. Do you understand what I said?
It's honestly, like, very funny to me to imagine trying to do this mission before the party winds down, like, rather than, like, we all disappear and, like, do some mech shit and come back.
And so Verbal would be making a consort or sway roll to work on the clock. Tansy would be making a consort roll to work on the clock. And load out, question mark. We're going to figure that out in a moment. We're just figuring out the approach first. So
scientific, the detail is the unusual procedures used.
Yes. Okay.
I would say using an antenna to, like, beam an AI into a robot is quite unusual.
That I want to start with scientific, and we're going to figure out what the engagement role is, but I love that as a plan.
Oh, I was saying that's like a case for the scientific engagement role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something great about taking an aerial that's like a receiving equipment and turning it into a like transmitter. Yeah.
I think I've said in every session, it's also a transmitter.
Yeah, but now we're gonna human cannonball Worm out of it.
Okay. So it sounds like we're doing scientific. So let's look at our engagement roll setup. You guys start with a die. Is this mission bold?
I feel like, yeah. We're not going to leave the party. We're just going to deal with it.
Really?
Yeah, I literally told Cloud9 I would be right back, and she thinks that's true.
We are so terrible as a mech squad.
Is this mission complex? I'm going to say yes, because verbal is convincing someone to do the job.
I also really want to keep the party going.
It's a two-pronged assault. Yeah, and also the party. Yeah, our goal is to do this before the party is over.
So this is complex. So we're at 1 die still. Does the tactic exploit vulnerabilities? I'm going to say yes. It is effective against targets. Does the squad have external support? I'm going to say absolutely. Laurel Rue is external support. Is anyone interfering? The answer is absolutely yes.
What tier is this as well?
Oh, what tier is this? That's an excellent question. I have no idea. I feel like Goliath should be a faction. I don't think I have to answer the tier question till the end.
Okay. Yeah, it's just if it's a much higher tier.
Oh, I think it's a much higher tier.
We're living in a like AT&T relay base, and there are giant fucking mech that can produce hundreds of funnels per hour. Like,
we have 2 die. Who's doing the roll?
Feels like a worm roll to me.
I was about to say I'd love to give it a go.
All right.
Yeah, I unfortunately, the thing upon which this hinges, 2d6. Okay, I lost track of the numbers. I got. Oh no!
Nice.
Oh fuck! Oh,
Why is it a 3 and a 2?
That's a 3.
No.
I love it. Okay, so
This is an all-time Beam Saber screenshot. The role is titled "Engagement." Oh God! Oh no! Oh God!
Yep. So let's have this conversation with Valmina. I'm gonna have you have the conversation with the gun dogs next. Let's have this conversation with Laurel Rue.
Are we starting in a desperate position?
We're
also, I'm assuming
absolutely
based on the
desperate.
engagement roll? Oh, hell yes.
So
we
much
are.
XP this
Dang, we
game.
may need to leave the party.
Desperate for Tansy's mom.
Go ahead and how does this scene play out? How do you?
I gotta go find her back at the party, right? Like,
Oh, she's at the door. She's at the door. She wants to talk to Tansy right now.
Oh wait, so am I there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or no? Am I
so
being annoying? And
Dr.
not
Kane
there?
tries to walk out, and your mother hears your voice and says, Tansy? And then she looks at you, and you see that judgment look descend on her face. And she says, you're drunk?
Yeah, Tansy's face just kind of like locks into a smile. And she's just like, hi, Mom. So good to see you. I've missed you so much. And she just goes forward and hugs her mom, ignoring the question.
She stiff arms you with a finger on in like the middle of your sternum. Like, it hurts way more than it oughta. And you don't know if she like poked you really hard or if that's your pride.
It's a party, Mom. I mean, can we get you something to drink? How about that? Tansy just kind of like looks around really nervously.
Her mom looks at you with judgment, Verbal. Is this the operation you run?
I think given how hard that our team works, it's actually very important for... I don't know if you've read any of the most recent studies that Dr. Kane's put out actually about the importance of relaxation on performance. It's very interesting stuff.
Yeah, Mom. One thing that you really learn quickly being in the military, you know, as I am, is that morale it does wonders to turn the tide of battle.
Thank you, Tansy. Thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. We really value the human element, the personhood of our soldiers. It's what makes our operations so successful. Actually, Ms. Rue, would you like to come in and talk with us? Tansy, you go Very Tansy, you go.
Yes, I go.
And actually, I'd love to pick your brains, Ms. Rue, about this. Actually, we have some really interesting tech here. I'd love to just get your input on, and just like arm around the waist, like pulls her into the room, closes the door behind Tansy.
Do you turn on the Goliath clip?
No.
Okay.
I just want her to see the aerial first.
The aerial
Antenna.
Oh, so
the British antenna.
Yes.
I was like, are we like the Gundam?
The mermaid?
So, you bring up the 3D specs because you don't have a physical antenna. So you bring up the 3D specs of the antenna, and you Tony Stark / Minority Report the 3D model around, and you start fast talking. Go ahead and make me a roll, and I want to get to the point where she's on board with this, helping you take out Goliath or not.
As I'm minority reporting these specs around, can we get we're moving through the specs as well to show
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I love
the
it.
plan.
So, is this a consort or a sway?
Am I persuading with wit and charm? It feels more like a sway than a consort to me.
It feels that way too.
Okay, perfect.
So 2d6 plus 1. You're in a desperate situation. I think the effect is going to be great because she is. If as soon as you start talking about Goliath, she's in, right? The question is, she's going to need something from you. The question is, what's that cost?
Okay, so I have 2 in sway.
Because ain't no freestyling. Don't work for free, man. That's not how she got to be where she is.
I know, but I think this is why I'm rolling sway instead of consort. Is I'm basically trying to appeal to her ego to be like, let's see you do this kind of thing, more than it is like let's come to a business arrangement sort of thing. So I just have 2D. I'm going to push myself for an extra dice.
Okay, so you're at 3D because Worm is helping.
Is that true?
Yeah, I thought you said Worm's going to go throughout and make it look good.
Okay, yeah, but I didn't want to be assigning someone else stress.
No, I think that's I want stress anyway.
Okay, well in that case maybe I won't push myself if we're already at 3Ds.
Yeah, I'm excited to stress out.
You can make it risky instead of desperate if you want.
Wait, hang on. Ruby, did you say this will stress you out?
No, I'm 1 away.
If you take this stress.
Yeah, if I take these 2 stress, now I'm 1 away from stressing out. I've really wanted to stress out this entire game though, so.
Okay, perfect. So in that case we get 2 of the things, which are plus 1D, is it greater effect, and
it'll be desperate great.
Yeah. But if we are getting help, we get...
If Worm is helping you, you go from desperate standard to desperate great.
And I also get plus 1D because we have 2 ticks in our thing. So that is now 3 dice. Desperate great. 5s.
Laurel Rue is very excited to help you, but she's going to need a copy of this antenna.
Yeah, I think when she says that, Verbal's going to be like, Miss Rue, if plans come together the way that I think something really... like a powerful synergy between our organizations. I think we won't need to worry about who has copies of what. I think we'll be sharing a lot of information.
She says, this thing is building mechs. It's building a mech every 30 seconds? You see her getting into the code, and she is just she's been very standoffish. She takes her hair clip out. She starts looking really pretty. As you see enthusiasm cross her face for the first time. She kicks off her heels.
She shakes her hair out. The glasses come off. She's all that.
She takes off her heels and she starts
I'm leaving the room.
We got foot content. Oh my god. Who is this episode for?
Stay out of my mom's wiki feed.
Thanks for sponsoring this episode.
Someone is getting their money's worth, let me tell you.
I hate it.
I think when she says that thing about this thing is making a mech a minute, Verbal's gonna give her a wink and be like, how fast can you trust someone who finishes something that fast?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She says, if it's every minute, and she looks at you, all day, all night,
All day, all night.
and she's in. She's into code. So is the plan to shoot a worm into this mech?
Yeah, I think that's the best we got, huh?
Like into the factory.
I can leave the party, no one will notice.
Or like, where is Worm gonna end up over there?
That's a great question. Because I think the idea is like putting me inside the digital systems here, right?
So we're using our antenna, our stolen antenna, to transmit you to this mech factory.
The one that we barely understand. Just hope that we can find like a security flaw big enough for me to get in.
Luckily, the way this game works is that if we roll well enough, that will exist.
Exactly.
Let's hope, yeah.
I have an idea of what Helter's doing. I think Helter has like run off to like try to put together like some of the the transmission equipment that was already here and like attach it, like connect that to like the antenna and stuff.
Oh yeah, we have that like whole crown of antennas.
Yeah, like we're in a transmission tower. Like
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, we are in the perfect position for that. Look at us making a plan using what we have.
Not that we thought about that when we made the plan, but yes. Yes.
They don't need, the audience doesn't need to know that.
So I like it. So I want to do. I'm going to give everybody a turn, and we are trying to work a clock. It is a 10-tick clock. Sorry, it's a 12-tick clock. And
how many ticks did Verbal just do with the great effect?
With great effect, Verbal did 3.
If it's 12 ticks, we would all have to do a great effect roll to get.
But it's 10, right?
And we only have one round of rolls.
We're gonna see where it goes.
Oh boy, let's have some fun, huh?
You said that Helter was going to tune in the antennas.
I mean, yeah, we're literally in a transmission tower. So like, if Helter can go like do some engineering and like be on like tap into the transmission equipment that's here, I think that will probably help boost the deal.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna engineer, or are you gonna use your mecha to manipulate those antennas?
I think I was gonna engineer, but I was going to push myself and use blurring the line to like activate my. I think I was gonna do. I was looking in the like mech gear, and there's nothing that's like lift heavy things, but maybe the mobility suite could work as that. Where it's like, since I can blur the line is when you push yourself, in addition to the normal benefits, you can also partially transform into the declared other gear but at pilot scale, and drastically alter your appearance. So like,
yeah, and I like that. And so that's gonna let's say that's gonna give you, that's gonna increase your effect.
Okay. So I get I have 3 dice then, and were we still in a desperate situation?
We're still in desperate. Make sure you took experience, Verbal.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I did, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably it, unless someone's helping.
What are you at right now?
I'm at very low stress, so it's like...
Just so everyone remembers, I have the help twice without taking stress.
I was going to push myself either way.
A move.
So it's just whether you want 3 dice or 4 dice.
Okay. How many... Wait, hang on. How many ticks do we have? We have 2, so I could give you, like, extra things. We could give you, like, even increased effect, like, from great to whatever the one above it is. Astonishing.
That might be good, because with just great effect, we would all need to succeed. So, like...
Okay, then why don't I do that? Let's tell us how you prepared for this, for the Tactical Genius without paying stress. And I think it's just, like, a flashback to, like, before the party. It's can we say it's the like when we were decorating for the party, there's like so much copper wiring running between the antennas that like boosts it. It's all the like lights and stuff, and we had like previously like moved the thing because Verbal was like focused on having like the most like impact when people come in to the base space, there's this like huge like copper wiring lighting antenna crown like lighting up the whole upstairs.
Oh my god.
So then you can take +1d and +1 effect to enormous whatever that that is.
Engineer, desperate, more than great. 4 dice.
Hell yeah, let's crit, baby.
Well, a 6, not a crit.
Oh,
God.
hell yeah.
That's a 6.
All right.
Take it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I think we see Helter like climbing up running up the fire escape to like get to the top of the building, and like as like we're getting like it's turning around and like coming like is part of the fire escape is like obscuring Helter as they like run up the spiral, and like when they like pass through like pass behind one of them, they like come out like very like iridescent, like there's some like dripping coming off them as they run because they're running fast enough to like have little bits of acid like hit the metal, and then like runs up to the top of the thing and starts just like grabbing it and like hauling stuff around, and like is like clearly like their body is like it's dragging like huge things around as like their body is like clearly like pushing off in the other direction and stuff, like pushing against the floor to like be able to pull stronger, and like it's like this very fluid but like reactive like form.
I like it.
And it's like pulling all the towers together to try to like and like attaching wires and like plugging shit in like engineering shit like.
There's a huge, powerful connection. I'm going to say that when Laurel started coding, Laurel got a connection with Goliath. And you have improved this connection with Goliath. What does it look like from the code side that you could just jump right in? Worm, sorry. What does it look like that like essentially this started off as like a pinprick connection and like it just became like bigger?
The only visual that is coming to mind is like the beginning, like the opening to Doctor Who with just the like really long, like weirdly twisting tunnel, you know? And like I think intuitively Worm does just know where that is going. Like I can't see what's on the other end, but like, you know, just by being hooked up to the machine, like being the machine, Worm just goes like, oh yeah, that's, you know, much in the same way that you're aware where your leg is, you know? She just goes, okay, yeah, that's connected to the Goliath internal server or whatever.
I would like to point out that I actually had greater than great effect for that one, so it should be more than 3 ticks.
Greater than great?
Greater than great. Dominating.
So how many ticks
Absolutely
is
rad.
I gotta check.
Think 4, but I'm not sure.
We are currently at 4. Let's organize some gun dogs.
So they're still partying.
They are.
Yeah? Okay. Great. So I think Tansy goes up to Cafe Noir like first, pretty obviously. And yeah, she's feeling a little tipsy still, but she's also like she's got her focus because she knows like this is important.
And her mother's here. Like if you said you
here.
were totally like dead sober at this point, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, she hasn't been drinking anymore, but so she does a cute little wave to Cafe and is trying to like not attract too much attention by going up to her and like just kind of like linking arms and pulling her away from the crowd a little bit, like maybe a little kiss on the cheek. She says, "So how's everything going in here?"
She says, you know, I wanted beer pong twice.
Oh, so you've been drinking a lot?
I mean, tomorrow might be the end of the war in a bad way. So we're gonna party today,
babe. About that. So, we just got word.
I saw her. I saw your mom.
What?
I didn't meet her. I didn't want to meet her until you were here.
Yeah, that's a good idea for you.
And she's not here, and so she gives you like the deepest like kiss.
Okay.
And she says, if you want me to meet her today, I totally can.
Yeah, so Tansy
But no
just
pressure. No pressure. No
Yeah.
pressure. No pressure.
Tansy just kind of like puts her at arm's length and is like internally panicking about this because this is just like a lot of emotional stuff and she's not like okay. But she's like, so there's some new things that we learned and we gotta did you see the thing about the Goliath?
What? I heard there was
Building that it makes mechs.
Is that real?
Yeah. And we gotta go in and we gotta destroy it like right now. Yeah. So who's the soberest ones here, do you think? She just kind of like looks at everyone in the room.
She's like, you're joking, right?
Oh, great.
Yeah, I wish that I was. This would be but no, this is very real.
She goes over, she takes one of the gun dogs by the shoulder, she turns him around. He has a whistle around his neck. She blows the whistle. And she says, "Gun dogs, order up." You know, everybody kind of drops everything. You know, a couple people stumble, but like everybody kind of comes to attention around you.
Okay, so Tansy notices that everybody's eyes are on her, so she starts talking because that's what she does. So she's like, "Okay, everyone, listen up. We have a very important mission that we have to do, and you know, as soon as we're done, we can get back to partying, and you know, I think we could get a little beer pong rematch going."
Well, what's going? Cafe looks at you and she says, "What is going on? Is anybody hurt? What needs to happen?"
Nobody's hurt. We need to go there, and we gotta shut it down. The Goliath.
Are you gonna play the video for them?
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right. Everybody stands there like gobsmacked, slack-jawed. And you see a couple people just start drinking water.
Uh-huh.
You see a couple people with the biggest grins on their face. Oh, we're going to go take that down. Like, your gun dogs are like about that life. And
oh, hell yeah.
They are getting to it before the video comes to an end. And Cafe Noir stands with you till the end. And she's like, "All right, what's the plan? We need mechs ready?"
Yeah, we need mechs ready.
I think you're going to coordinate them to scientifically support Worm's infiltration.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we're going to use the antenna to get Worm inside. Y'all need to support that and make sure that they don't see us coming.
We're going to make your roll, Valmina. Are you consorting?
I'm either doing that or commanding, yeah.
Okay. I think you have sure. I think you have 1 in consort and 0 in command. So you're going to push to command?
Okay. If I do command, is my effect going to be greater? Or
yes.
Okay. All right. And am I desperate position?
Everybody's desperate.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Okay, here we go.
I'll give you a devil's bargain if
extra die, but Cafe Noir has to meet your mom.
No!
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I thought we were friends, Miff.
I'm sorry.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. I listen, it's appropriate.
All right, let's go. Ah! That was a 6.
A 6. Oh,
that was a very important die.
Okay.
The gun dogs start pretty much running diagnostics on this channel. Okay? Worm, you haven't gone through yet. Everything is good until it's not good. The gun dog starts saying, "We gotta shut this down. We gotta shut this down." Laurel's part of your communication situation because she's hanging out with Verbal and she's like, we're not shutting this down. Like, there's so much information we can get doing this.
Hey, folks, the fuck's going on down there?
I'm going to say that, so we got 1, 2 ticks, because that was desperate standard.
Wait, my roll? I thought my roll was great.
We're starting at standard, and you added a die. And I should have made that clear, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
And so you hear them saying, be careful, Worm. There's a lot of countermeasures. Worm, what are you doing?
I mean, shit, I think I'd go in. Like, what the fuck else do I have to do, you know?
I don't know. What else is there to do?
Like, you know, I can't imagine anything else Worm would rather be doing.
Okay.
You know, leap before you look. Fuck it. If everyone else's pieces are in place, who gives a shit?
So we have, it sounds like interface, because you put yourself on the line here.
Yeah, I am shotgunning my consciousness.
Let me do the thing properly, right? We are at desperate standard. 2 dice.
Yeah.
I'm happy to assist again.
I don't know how much you can.
I mean, I'm wondering if we go back to this conversation that Worm is like very, but it's like, I'm wondering if it's like, it's almost like it's more of like a flashback to the conversation that Worm is like in her feelings about, in terms of Verbal both being like friend, but also question mark giving orders. I don't know if there's more in that you would want to explore.
I don't know, because I liked that scene, so I think, I don't know, I think I kind of like Worm doing this by herself, even if it's a bad idea.
If you do it yourself, we will definitely fail, because you can't unless you crit.
Fair, true.
Like, which is fine. Like, if that's what you want to do, like, I'm sure we're all okay with it. But I want to put the stakes on the table.
I'm probably not gonna crit. Just gonna level. I can't push myself because I will stress out, and that will completely negate the whole point of doing this. Do I have any pieces of gear that would help me at all?
So if you have great effect and succeed, then we succeed. But but you don't get great effect unless you get help, or push yourself, but then only don't take extra dice. But I don't think you can push yourself because you only have 1 stress left.
Yeah. If I push, I'll stress out, and we don't want me stressing out.
It takes 2 stress. Does it? If you only have 1 left, can you still push yourself? Okay.
Yes, but you exit the scene basically.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the exact opposite of what we.
You exit the scene after your roll.
We just
right?
lose Worm for the rest of the.
This is the roll to get in.
Okay. It says Goliath shutdown clock.
Yep. Sorry, it's the Goliath invasion clock, intrusion clock.
Oh wait, so this is the clock to get in.
If we get to 12.
Wait, where is the clock?
It's on the Google sheet.
Tab.
That makes sense. Okay, I see. Sorry, I thought I thought that was the clock to. Is that the clock to get into the Goliath for me, or the clock to take down the system?
It's the clock to turn off the mech factory.
Okay, cool.
So, like, if you want to like try to do this and go out in a blaze of glory, sort of, and stress out on your as you do this, like,
I mean, shit.
It could also become like a lead a group action question mark.
I in a weird way, I'm finding something cogent about stressing out right here. As much as I know that even if I pushed myself, I wouldn't succeed.
I mean, you could if you, instead of getting an extra dice, you push for great effect. But you could push yourself and also get help.
Can I also let you know that when a pilot reaches their max stress, they either leave the situation quietly to lick their wounds or push on recklessly. If they push on recklessly, take dire actions. A dire action lets the players ignore existing harm or damage. They cannot spend stress. If they get a 6, they can take another dire action, and so on and so forth. But if it's a 5 or lower, that is the end of the amount of actions. And then you would receive a level 3 harm and are removed with very bad shape and a scar. So
I think Worm just opens a comm channel to Verbal and goes, Verbal, should I go? They're saying something's going wrong. I don't know.
The hell? Every time, Worm, what is going on with you at the moment?
I don't, look, you're not the one putting your life on the line. I don't want to die.
Listen, I've told you before, you're gonna be fine. The team's behind you. This is a fantastic opportunity, Worm. You need me to tell you? Do I have to be this person?
No,
Worm, this is a direct order. Get through the fucking wormhole and figure out how to shut this thing down.
No.
Just say yes, sir, and go do it.
Yes, sir. And I think, like, Worm just, like, clenches her digital fist inside of this simulation and, you know, just jumps in. And I think she's missing a few important, like, security things, you know? She's aggravated and angry and unhappy about having to do this. And I think she just fucks up a little bit and, like, pushes herself a little too far to, like, rush in, you know? So I'm gonna mark stress. So that's what I'm pushing to get better effect.
Okay, I give you +1d effect and position.
So that's risky standard?
Risky great.
Great.
Risky great. 4 dice.
Oh my god.
Holy shit. If I still fail this. Oh my god! 1, 1, 1, 2.
So you step through the portal and you hear digital laughter. It's really fucking annoying because you thought he was dead.
Who's that?
At the base, Worm goes offline.
Oh.
We can set up a rescue worm clock.
Man, what a roll.
Yay.
Oh,
I'm
no.
stressed out.
Oh, no.
Thanks for listening to CalazCon. This episode was edited by ScienceBird. You can find them on Twitter as @Vetero. That's VETARO. Sound balancing for this episode was done by Christine Blight. You can reach her for voice acting at CVBlight@gmail.com. The show's music is by Devin Nelson. You can find them on all social media at Devin Decibel. If you'd like to support CalazCon, you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/CalazCon. Please tell your friends about the show too. Remember, all glory to Calazar.